Welcome back to another episode of The Morning Skate. You have your host, Ked, here. Before we get into our music, let me just tell you a little something about Key Sparkling Water. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't that long ago that we had our New Year's resolutions, and I said I wasn't going to drink all that much. I am coming down from a 3-day bender that I kind of got on just for a second. And I drank a lot of Key Sparkling Water. Now, there's no alcohol in Key Sparkling Water, but if you mix it with vodka, whiskey, gin, pretty much anything, tastes delicious. Right now, we have 3 flavors. We have the key lime, the blood orange cherry, and the pineapple passion fruit. They were at our last Rangers watch party, Rangers Flyers. It was a sick time, unreal time, but the time was even better because Key Sparkling Water was there. So make sure you head on over to their website, keysparklingwater.com. Use promo code TMS24, and that will actually save you 20% off.
Can I interject?
Order. Oh, boy. Wait, you got it?
Oh, yeah, buddy. These things are awesome.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. They're not bad, right? I think they're wicked good, especially. So I used to be a big seltzer guy, and I was out of the seltzer game for a while. Now I actually just drink them without any booze in it. I think
my whole family, because we're not just catering to functioning alcoholics, my whole family enjoys sparkling water, and these are really good. My daughter loves them, and they were kind enough to include a bunch of stickers.
Okay.
Which, very thoughtful. Thank you very much. Sent me a T-shirt. But the I feel like it was a little bit of a dig at me because they probably know I have a young child who put stickers on every door where a keyhole should be.
Oh, I like that. Maybe that should be a new thing. Put a Key Sparkling Water sticker on a keyhole. Look at that.
Luckily, she knows to do them on the hollow core doors that are upstairs and not the solid wood downstairs. So
hey, it'll work. Yeah. So guys, get your stickers, get your Key Sparkling Water. That's keysparklingwater.com. Promo code TMS24 saves you 20% off. That's 20% off in this economy.
Phone, wallet, keys.
Phone, wallet, key, baby. Intro music now. I realized that I left my tin in my truck, so this is going to be a chewless episode of the Morning Skate. Back, guys, this is episode 320. Hand up, this should be 321, but I might have forgotten to put 320 on SoundCloud. But you can go over to YouTube and check it out on our YouTube channel. That was the one live from Matthews. The Morning Skate difference. I am.
You know what? It's not on SoundCloud because some people have reached out to me and like, I can't find that one. I'm like, well, you can watch it on YouTube.
That's why, you know what, Brownie? That's why I did it right there. Thank you. Yeah, guys, welcome back. Episode 320. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of hockey to talk about. Our Huskies are going to be going into the playoffs here. We have a lot of things to break down, including the Empire State Building, known as Matt Rempe, who has taken the NHL by storm. I cannot wait to talk about him.
I put that part in the New York. I'm like, all I wrote is his name, and I'm like, Ked is so back.
Ked is so back. Let me tell you what, dude. I've made some changes, and I am so happy. The other, I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was at the watch party, middle of the watch party. I had a few cocktails in me, a couple beers, a couple Key Sparkling Waters, and I'm chilling there, and I look up. There was a 30th birthday party, and there was actually, there might have been 2 30th birthday parties. One was from Jacqueline, who follows the Morning Skate. She wanted to come. Her boyfriend's a Flyers fan. She's a Rangers fan. She brought 15 of her people, which was really cool.
Nice.
And then Jacqueline.
There you go,
and
Jack.
Then, hell yeah, dude. And then the 30th birthday party, coincidentally, was a kid that I used to play hockey with, and I knew all of his friends. So at one point, dude, it was literally shoulder to shoulder. Everybody watching the Rangers and the Flyers. It was so fucking awesome, dude. And I had to take a second and just kind of look and be like, it's been a while since I felt this way. And it shouldn't take all that long to feel that way. It's not that hard. You just got to surround yourself by good people, which, you know, that's what we're doing. And shout out to King's Tavern. That's in Saratoga. If you guys are ever in the upstate New York area, that is a bar that you absolutely have to go to. They do such a good job. Great energy, giant screen to watch the Rangers kick the shit out of the Flyers, literally and physically, or literally, I don't know, dude. Yeah, bro. Again, I'm coming off a 3-day, and today's day 3. So, Brownie, how are you doing, dude?
Good. Speaking of Kings, I'm actually weirdly looking forward to going.
It's awesome. It is so much fun, dude.
We're coming. And you know what? I talked to one of my buddies not too long ago, and as you get older and you have kids and more responsibilities, we were talking about different things that you miss about like in your 20s, right? Or like when you had no responsibilities or whatever age that is for
Thir-
everybody's different.
33.
But I remember sitting in a bar with just like a pile of cash on the table on the bar top and just sitting there talking about nothing, right?
Nothing.
And the bartender come over and be like, "You guys need one?" And be like, "Yes, take it out of this." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it just that feeling of like, I have a Saturday with nothing to do. I'm going to spend it in a bar.
Brownie, it
That
was
is so
unbelievable.
foreign to me right now.
It was unbelievable. We got to watch Rangers Flyers, then we watched the Shane Gillis Saturday Night Live thing,
Mhm.
which was fucking great. And then the next morning woke up and then Kings also just started doing brunch on Sundays. So we went to Kings on Sunday.
Way to support the team.
Absolutely. We had our brunch. I'm not kidding you, dude. Sunday was probably drunkest I've ever been in my entire life. So today was probably pretty rough for me, but then I had to go to a birthday dinner for a guy that I work with who's leaving our shift. And then I don't even like Jameson, but that was flowing a little bit today. So tomorrow's going to suck. But for right now, we have a lot of hockey to talk about. We have a lot of morning skate to do. I've been off the ball with the Instagram. Don't worry. I'm bringing it back. We're going to keep fucking filling the net with that. I think we're up to 13,000 followers on Facebook. Keep the change. Cronin's been blogging. Disco's been blogging. Lauren's been blogging. Lauren hit me up the other day, our new Buffalo Sabres writer, and was like, I have great ideas. Let's hop on a call. So that's something that we could actually schedule for later this week too, Brownie, if you want.
Mhm. Yeah.
She's fired up. It's nice to have fresh blood that it's
She
fired
wrote
up and
the
ready to do shit.
she wrote the
I think she did too. I think she did a Rob Ray one, and then
Rob
I
Ray.
think she
That's
did
it.
like
She
an
wrote a Rob
interview one
Ray
too.
blog. Yeah.
Which that was a mea culpa a couple weeks ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, things are going good. I'll talk about a couple of the Rangers today as my boycott has ended. But let's just kind of hop into it. Let's do NHL in the news. Actually, no. It's been so long. Mea culpas.
Hi, this is Mea Culpa, and I'm here to introduce the Morning Skates Mea Culpas with Ked and Brownie.
Yeah,
Right.
mea culpas are a little different because, buddy, no one was fact checking us at Matthews. Thankfully.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they were either.
And the highlight to me still is Blackmore chirping me. That was still the highlight.
That was so much fun, dude. We not even talked about that? Like that was such
No,
a killer
we haven't
time.
done a podcast since then.
So I just said that I went out tonight with the people that I worked with. I wore my Northeastern hockey polo, obviously,
of course
to
you did.
keep it good.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that was so cool. Like everybody treated us so like everybody was so kind. Everybody was like hanging out with Katie Noel's mom was one of my highlights. I wish I got
Shout
to
out
drink.
Suzanne.
I wish I got to drink some beers with Carp, but maybe sometime that can be arranged.
We've talked. He's on the list of the watch party,
which is cool.
as are the Knowles.
I would, yeah, dude. It's gonna Northeastern's actually has a game at Kings, so if you guys want to come hang out, it was so cool. And honestly, like the girls were awesome too. Like everybody who came on was like, and they were so thrilled and happy and like so receptive.
That's how they all are, not just the ones that came on. That's how they all are.
Yeah, and that was unbelievable. And then I got to hang out with a few of their parents, and it was, I mean. If those girls are that nice and like that cool playing hockey, it makes so much sense that they came from those parents. Like those parents just love hockey, dude. They love a good time.
And shout out to the parents, the support they do every weekend. I mean, obviously some live in Mass, but like Carter, Megan's family is from I think Ontario. Katie Knowles' family from outside Buffalo, and they're there, all the time.
It was cool. That was one of the best things I think I've ever done.
And shout out, we just bumped into a 4-time or 3-time Olympian and hung out with Alina Mueller. I mean,
who was so fucking cool, dude.
PWHL, no big deal.
She was so cool, dude. Like she had that Patrice Bergeron it factor to her. It was like, holy shit, man. I was not expecting that. I remember when I walked in, I was like, I think that's her, but I don't know if it is. And I don't want to go fanboy some girl that it's not who actually it is. And it ended up being her. So nice, very, very kind. Took time out of her day to talk to us. The whole thing was a massive success. Like if I had to change anything, maybe
we would
get
have
a
gone to the
hotel
bar
room or something earlier or after. But other than that, man, just like the rink was awesome. Matthews was cool. Everybody treated us so good. Like
Yep.
it was
Shout out
definitely a pretty
Delaney.
cool thing.
Dude,
And
they
fucking
gave us a bean
suck it,
pot.
Maine. Suck it, Maine, dude. Yeah, how did that feel?
They gave
Our
us
girls
the
go out
bean
there.
pot trophy.
Yeah. Well, they gave us the bean pot trophy, but then Brownie wanted to carry it around, and we got that shut down quick.
Yeah, no.
Probably
you know
because they
why?
heard about
They
the
were-
Hannaford basket.
Everyone was talking about like how they walked in with it, and I'm like, oh, wouldn't that be cool to kind of walk around like I'm some,
Yeah, but yeah, Brownie's like, yeah, we're gonna take it. I was like, oh fuck no, if we can do that, dude. And then we couldn't. But it was fine. We got to hang out with it. Oh, that would have been another thing. I wish I could have drank something out of that, but
yeah, next
okay.
time, buddy.
Next time. But yeah, so did we even talk about the mea culpa? I'm in one right now. So you're
No, it's all right. No,
you're
it's
gonna have
not
to
really a mea
direct
culpa.
course.
It's just that this Trevor Bauer guy keeps coming up after
Yeah.
we talked about him. He remains unsigned, but Jonathan Papelbon, you remember him, the closer for the Sox?
Yeah.
He wants to bring him to Boston, and he tweeted that he thinks Bauer has a lot to prove and everything to lose. I will pay his minimum salary if it doesn't work out, but if it does, you pay me the minimum salary as well. It's a low risk, high reward, I would think. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know why the Yankees haven't brought this guy in. Like, you're looking for another pitcher. They're trying to get Blake Snell, but this guy won a Cy Young award. So even if he's not at his Cy Young caliber, he's at the very least a very, very good bottom of the rotation starting pitcher. Now, the only reason he's not signed is because of the fucking media and the fucking backlash that it would get. I'm so sick and tired of this shit, dude. This dude, from all accounts, from what I've seen, did absolutely nothing and had his career fucking ruined. And I would take him. I know, and he competes and he wants to win. And dude, he's a good pitcher, but it's a PR thing at this point, which is unfortunate. But yeah, all right, that's enough baseball, dude. Let's do NHL news. NHL in the news. My buddy actually just texted me. He said, fucking A, dude. Rempe Revo Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night. Yeah.
That'll be a good one. We'll get into him in a little bit. But NHL in the news. NHL starts of the week. Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov, Minnesota, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points in his last 5 games. Minnesota went 3-2-0 in there. I mean, there's not much more you can do than put up 13 points in 5 games. Mitch Marner, 1 goal, 11 assists, 12 points in his last 5. Toronto, 5-0-0. And then Igor Shesterkin seemed to kind of figure his shit out. He's 4-0-1 in his last 5 games played, a 1.67 goals against and a 961 save percentage. So if you're a Rangers fan, that gets you horny big time.
If he could you say that it's all because of signing quick? Is that how he's figured it out?
I don't know how he's figured it out, because I tell you what, in the fucking outdoor game, I was like, oh no. And they ended up coming back and winning. But I mean, he's 4-0-1 in the last 5 games, 167, 961. But I mean, he gave up a lot in that game. So oh well. PWHL stars of the week, Claire Dalton of Montreal, 3 goals in her last 2 games played. Montreal's 1-1-0. Daryl Watts, Ottawa, 2-2-4 in her last 3 games played. Ottawa went 1-2-0. And friend of the podcast, Aaron Frankel, for Boston, 2-0-0-1 in her last 3 games played, a 167, 960. Not quite Igor's numbers, but still really, really good.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. So and like we're friends with PWHL like all-star. So are you if you're listening, are you? Yeah. So.
Not only friends, but credentialed media as well.
We are, which I can't believe somebody allowed that. All right. Connor Hellebuck recorded his 7th career 25-win season and his 6th season in a row with 20-plus wins. In seasons with at least 3 games played, he's never dipped below 24 wins. His rookie year, in 26 games played, he went 13-11-1 with a 918 save percentage. Something to be said about this. Marty Brodeur came out with like his top 5 goalies and was like Shesterkin, Vasilevsky, Sorokin. He didn't have Connor Hellebuck on the thing, and the Jets like retweeted and was like, "Hey, we think you're forgetting something."
I know, yeah, no, I saw that actually.
Is that a Canada USA thing?
Who knows? I mean, who knows? Isn't Brodeur kind of prickly with guys? Can't he be?
I mean, didn't he take down his wife's sister? Isn't that like his new wife?
Oh, I don't know that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. As I'm reading the next thing, can you just go on your phone and search Marty Brodeur wife and see?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tennessee State has its first commit. The HBCU announced it would start its hockey program in September, and Xavier Abel committed last week. Abel played the last few seasons for Drury University and committed to the Tigers last week. The whole idea of building the first HBCU hockey team was the biggest incentive for me in transferring. I feel like the biggest thing in hockey that's evolving is representation. So, Six Hacks Xavier. Xavier. Dude, there's a kid from where I'm from, and they spells his name like this, but everybody calls him Xavier. So maybe he's a Xavier. He could be.
I actually saw a clip, and it was some woman pronouncing microwave, and she called it a microwave.
That's just dumb.
I don't know. What am I supposed to be looking up? He has a wife. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Do you have that list in front of you?
Oh, wait a minute. She was once his sister-in-law.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go.
First team all class. Rivalry series for the second year in a row. Canada finished the reverse sweep and beats USA after being down 3-0 in a 7-game series. Motherfucker. I didn't know that.
Listen, you can't take your foot off the snake.
Do you remember the Bruins Flyer series? I think the Bruins were down 3-0. No.
The Bruins are up 3-0, and they were
in the series and winning game 7, 3-0.
Game 7 in the
I think it was 3-0. I think it was 3-0.
Oh, it might have been, yeah. In the third.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember.
So that sucks.
Right now,
I remember. Colorado have recalled Chris Wagner, your boy from the Colorado Eagles.
Right.
He's put up 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points in 11 games played. He's not going to hurt your lineup.
No. And Wags busts his ass. He'll fight if you need him to. He forechecks like a mother, and he kills penalties. He's like my dream player.
I've never heard a Boston Bruins fan talk shit about him.
Mayor of Walpole, local guy. That's why everybody loves him.
Alex Ovechkin broke Wayne Gretzky's record for most empty net goals with 57 of them.
Great job by Disco with that headline.
Yeah, I love that. Morgan Riley's appealing his 5-game suspension for. I'm not saying that for. Okay, yeah, let's talk about this. So, who's the kid on Ottawa that did this?
I got his name in here for another story. Hold on.
He takes a slap shot into an empty net, pretends like he's not going to get jumped. That's insane to me. The fact that they gave him 5 games for this.
Ridley Gregg.
Yeah. Greg deserved every second of that. I don't care. Like, do you not agree with that? You're not going to agree because it's Morgan Riley's on Toronto, but if somebody on the Bruins did that, you'd be like, yeah, you got what it is.
If someone on the Bruins did what? Ran him after the? Yeah. I don't have a problem with. All right, if you don't have a problem with Morgan Riley doing that, then you can't have a problem with Morgan Riley getting the 5 games.
5 games is a lot, dude.
The game was over.
5
as soon as that horn blew, the game's over. It was an overtime.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I don't think he deserved to be suspended.
That's fine. And if you love that, then you can't complain about the suspension. I think it's great because he's on Ottawa, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, right. Ridley or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And Ottawa's having a tough go of it. That's a huge win for them. I know they're trying to hype up this Battle of Ontario, but the players love beating Toronto, I'm sure. And he was pumped. So I don't have a problem with any of it. So I don't have a problem with the slap shot. I don't have a problem with what Riley did. And I don't have a problem with him getting 5. That's the way it is.
Okay. Austin Matthews has 6 hat tricks this season. That's the most in a season since Mario Lemieux did in 95-96. Matthews is only 76 goals away from catching Matt Sundin for the Toronto Maple Leafs franchise goal record. He's played 449 fewer games than Sundin. Now, I know you don't like Austin Matthews, but that's insane. Like, Austin that Matthews is fucking nuts.
Fill the net with pucks, and it's
easily
unbelievable. His talent.
Matt Sundin was so fucking good, dude, and he's only 76 away and almost 500 less games. Like, what?
But my issue with Austin Matthews is the same as it's always been. It's all about individual records with this fucking cat. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I think he wants to win, right? But in order to want to win, you're gonna have to give a little bit more effort in the D zone. Like,
there you go. So then he doesn't really want to win.
But that is insane.
Like,
that's pretty crazy. PWHL, the matchup between Toronto and Montreal set a new attendance record for women's hockey with 19,285 fans on hand, which is, I'm going to guess, more than an average New York Islanders game, which I love to see. More PWHL.
This way, that's like 7 times the Arizona Coyotes home game.
That is true. First ever trade in the Young League took place with Boston trading Sophie Jacques to Minnesota for Susanna Tapini and Abby Cook. Why do I know this Sophie? How do I know her?
She's the one who stole Alina's Patty Kaz.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Can't hack it in Boston. Sucks. Philadelphia announced a new leadership group with Sean Couturier becoming the 20th captain in team history, with Travis Konechny, Scott Lawn with the A's. This was a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, agreed.
Nice to see him be healthy for the most part this season. Travis Konechny is a fucking killer, dude. I love that little fucker, man. He is the new little ball of hate. Like, he is just a miserable motherfucker. And if he was on my team, I would be one happy camper. New Jersey Devils arrived as extras from The Sopranos, while Philadelphia arrived in the iconic gray sweats from Rocky. Both pretty cool ideas, I thought.
Yep, I like that.
The coolest idea was the fact that the Rangers arrived with members of both the NYPD and the NYFD and wore jerseys from their respective teams. I love seeing that.
Yep.
The Islanders they just wore suits. So,
but they did. You got to give them credit. They did arrive with firefighters and cops.
I'm not giving them credit, dude. The Islanders suck.
Well, that's Lou, right? Lou Lamoriello.
Philadelphia Stadium series, a viral video surfaced of a fan walking in with an old Brian Prop Philadelphia jersey and encountered himself, who took pics and signed the jersey. Should I know who that is? I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Brian Prop is?
No.
I tell you what, you'll love Brian Prop. And this one I'm not mixing up.
Okay. All right. I'll have to look
you know why? He had some skill, but he was a real grinder later in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Dave Poulin, man, they used to kill penalties together. Oh, so good.
You know, I would like that. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to check him out. Matt Rempe became the first ever player to make his debut in an outdoor game and took his rookie lap at MetLife. He also dropped with Matt Martin. Martin said they had a longer reach than Zdeno Chara. Can you imagine your first ever NHL game? There's 70,000 people there. You're like in like the Gladiator Stadium.
Awesome.
And you're not just fighting anybody, dude. You're fighting
Matt Martin's one of the top five, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt Martin, for his generation of fighters, I would put as a top 3 fighter since he started doing it. He's a tough motherfucking. Rempe did fine. I thought it went pretty good.
Well, we'll talk about Rempe later. Go ahead.
Yeah. Rangers came back in that game. They ended up being the Islanders in a crazy.
And if you want to go for a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, I would recommend reading Wild Bill's recap of his weekend with his buddies for these games.
Yeah, it was.
He walked into the hotel room and put a keg in the tub, and they were like, "Let's go."
Yeah, I mean that's as they should. What a game! I was driving to work at the time because the game started later because the sun. Who would have thought? And the Islanders.
It's amazing how they forget
5-3.
that there's the sun every outdoor game.
Right. Islanders scored to make it 5-3 in the third. I spiked my phone on the ground. I didn't listen to anything for like half my ride. And I get there and Chris Kreider scores. Then I finally get into the room and then Mika Zibanejad scores. I'm like, holy fuck. And then overtime starts and I went to say something to somebody. I turned around and the game was over. Yep. It was over. So what a comeback for the boys. More stadium series since MetLife opened in 2010. The stadium has hosted 2 NHL games and 1 NFL playoff game for both the Giants and the Jets. Pretty crazy to talk about. I kind of wish that they would do this every year. Like keep these 4 teams and just fucking.
This is what we talked about. The geographic little. It's a bean thought.
I think it's gaining more notoriety. I thought about this the other day. I don't know if this would be dumb or not, but what about having an all-star game at a rink like that?
What, an outdoor all-star game?
Yeah, I don't know if that many people would go.
Well, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of standing around. And there's a lot of other ancillary people that are on the ice. You know, I don't know if that would work.
I feel like if you could vet everybody and then you could just have everybody chill on the field around it with different beer vendors and shit, that would be unbelievable. That would never happen, but that would be really cool. Vancouver, Nikita Zadorov suspended 2 games for an illegal check to the head of Detroit's Lucas Raymond. I didn't see this. Was this bad?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was due to. Well, it's hard because Zadorov's so fucking big, you know. But
so the way,
no, I understand, and I was going to say Chara never got suspended, right? He was huge.
God,
well, you have to control your body. Did
he control his body when he broke Max Pacioretty's neck, dude? I don't think so.
It's clean hit, buddy.
Vancouver, Minnesota on Monday in Minnesota, the teams combined for 17 goals and a 10-7 Minnesota win. This was the first NHL game to feature 3 players with hat tricks since November 8th, 1992. JT Miller had 3 goals and an assist. Joel Eriksson-Ek had 3 goals and 3 assists. Have a night, and so did Kirill the Thrill with 3 goals, 3 assists. They all notched hat tricks. The last time this happened, it was Yari Curry, Luke Robitaille, and Mike Donnelly. They all had 3 goals for the Kings versus San Jose Sharks when they beat them 11-4. A lot of goals.
A lot of goals. Not helping anyone's save percentage that game.
Goals are in. Pittsburgh, Jaromir Jagr took morning skate with the boys ahead of his jersey getting retired that night. Chris Letang took the sheet with a mullet wig in honor of Jagr. And Barstool Jordy put out a good blog saying Jagr's the iconic 68 should be retired league-wide. No.
No, I don't agree with it, but he made some good points. It's worth the read. It was enjoyable. Yeah.
If Dale Earnhardt's number 3 isn't even retired in NASCAR, Jaromir Jagr 68 shouldn't be retired in hockey.
I don't think that's apples to apples.
I think it is, dude. Numbers don't lie. In Pittsburgh's numbers alone, 806 games played. The Penguins went 439, 640, and
those are his points, not the Penguins.
Oh, I'm an idiot. 439 goals, 640 assists for 1,079 points. 5-time Art Ross trophy, 4 in a row. A Hart trophy and a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. A stat from the Penguins PR: Jagr has skated with or against 3,287 of the 8,510 players that have appeared in at least one NHL game. That's nuts. That equals 38.6% of all the players in the league's history. In his retirement speech, Jagr commented, "I would like to thank my girlfriend. She's too young to remember that I played for the Penguins, but I told her all the stories. Don't worry." Like, fucking stallion. Yeah. I mean, he single-handedly changed the Rangers. Like, having Lundqvist definitely helped, but there were some dark fucking times as a Rangers fan, and Jaromir Jagr came into town and put up 52 or 54 or something stupid like that. And one of my all-time favorite lines, dude, Jaromir Jagr, William Nylander, and Marty Straka. Not William Nylander, Michael Nylander. Sorry. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Have another.
Nice save.
Yeah, like, he was so much fun to watch, dude. He was so dominant. I've never seen somebody like that on a power play. Like, Ovechkin has his one-timers, but Jagr would just take like two steps in from the top of the circle and just wire one home. He was so fucking good. It was funny. Stupid.
I was listening to 32 Thoughts talking about this night, and I think Elliot said, "What's your Jagr memory?" to Merrick. And Merrick, even though they're talking about Pittsburgh, he's like, "Oh, I remember in New York." And Elliot's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" It was just a funny moment.
He was a great Ranger, dude. He was an unbelievable Ranger.
They got Crosby to wear a mullet. He doesn't do that kind of.
No, he doesn't, stuff, which I thought was really cool too. They all they understood that they were in front of an absolute fucking legend of the game.
I mean, he's still playing to keep his hometown club alive.
Yeah, and that guy loves hockey, and we can appreciate that. The Penguins also put Jake Gensel on LTIR with an undisclosed injury, can miss as much as 4 weeks. That's a tough blow for Pittsburgh.
And they're still looking for 2 firsts for him.
Yeah. I mean, Gensel would be a fucking if Gensel's going to go to a playoff team, that's a game changer. That changes everything.
Sure.
Speaking of which, I don't know if it's on here. Have you seen Patrick Kane? Patrick Kane has been fucking
wheeling, it's on here.
Dude, wheeling. We'll talk about him. Brad Marchand played his 1,000th game last week, all with Boston. Stat line: 1,002 games played, 397 goals, 515 assists for 912 points, and he has over 1,030 penalty minutes over 15 seasons. Puts him in some rare air, as Ray Bourque is the only other Bruin with 1,000 points, penalty minutes, and games played. He has top 10 in every meaningful stat for Boston and leads the franchise in shorthanded goals. Charles Barkley on Marchand. That little Marchand dude, he makes me want to punch him in the face sometimes.
I mean, that's pretty much the perfect quote about Marchand.
Yeah, he gets a lot of hate, and I think a majority of it is warranted. But I also think that if he was on your team, you'd
be wearing his jersey.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. So skilled, and people don't talk. He's little. Like, he's not big at all. He's what, 5'8", maybe 5'7".
5'8", 5'9", yeah.
And he'll go toe to toe with anybody. Yep. He's so fucking talented.
The night they honored him for his 1,000 games, he had a fight.
And he's just so talented. Like, the Rangers have this one dude, Brett Berard. I think, no, did I get that wrong? Yeah, Brett Berard. I think it's Brett Berard. I'll have to look it up. Who played for the USA World Junior team. He got suspended in their first game for slew footing somebody, and he's small and he fucking wheels. And I'm just hoping he ends up being like Brad Marchand. I doubt it happens, but a slew foot, small, and you can skate.
Marchand started out in the 4th line and worked his way right up.
That's what I'm saying.
Now he's a captain.
So kudos to him. Arizona on the sibling trip, Nick Schmaltz scored, so his sister Kylie had to chug a beer in the suite, and that's good news out of Arizona. This is the craziest fucking thing I've seen. Forward Adam Ruzicka shocked fans when he posted a video of his Instagram story just fucking doing blow, casually.
It didn't show him doing it.
Brownie. If there's gonna be an alleged story that I don't say alleged to, it's gonna be this one. The now deleted video shows him getting ready to consume the narcotic, he says, before grinning at the camera. The team has waived him with the intent to terminate his contract. He was in one. I mean, you'd have to be, or maybe he
Dude,
just doesn't want to play.
like cocaine's still a thing, huh?
I don't think that'll ever go away. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. It is still a thing. I don't
have the energy for it.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, I can't believe, like, you could tell he was banged up, but like he just did not give a shit.
No.
And there goes all your money and your NHL career. Maybe you just want to go home. Open scoring. Abby Murphy took a Ridley Greek slap shot to an empty net versus Minnesota Duluth on Saturday to make the final 4-2. Was there any repercussions for that? Or no?
She got run. One of the Minnesota Duluth players ran. That one is a bigger rivalry. So you don't listen. Don't put your team in a position that you have to pull the goalie and leave an empty net.
See, this is why I'm not 100% bought into the Rangers, because I don't know if anybody on the Rangers would even have done anything. Dude, they played a clip the other day.
What are you talking about?
Who was that? Who was that redhead on fucking Dallas? What was his name? And then I think he went to Vegas. No, a couple years ago.
Oh.
Cody something Eaton.
Cody Eves?
Cody, whatever, some redheaded fuck ran Henrik Lundqvist and nobody did a fucking thing. You ever see that video?
No.
You should look that up. It makes my blood boil watching that. So I'm all for it. Columbus traded Emil Bemstrom to Pittsburgh for Alex Nylander and a conditional 6th-round pick. Remember when Alex Nylander was coming into the league? Everybody thought he was going to be a sick.
It was funny when that came out. I think it was it was either Pete Blackburn or Ty Anderson. One of the Bruins beat guys was like, "Oh, Dubas finally traded Nylander."
Right. Vladimir Tarasenko switched agents for the second time. I don't think it's the second time. I think it's like the 4th time. Like he's done it quite often. Notable with the March 8th trade deadline coming up quickly.
Are you looking up? Oh.
No, a guy from work texted me. I want to make sure he's good. Vlad, I think there's something weird that he can't go to the Rangers, because when the Rangers got him last time, whoever the Blue, I don't know. Maybe he can. I thought I read somewhere that the Rangers, it would be hard for them to pick up Tarasenko. I have my people that I want. No. I saw that the Rangers were connected with Nashville Predators. There were a couple of players that they listed, but the one that really got me going would be Jeremy Lauzon. I think that he'd be a 6th and 7th defenseman on a fucking playoff.
He's such a scrapper. I liked him when he was here.
I think he's a tough motherfucker to play against. He would be the defenseman I'd want.
I will say, with the way Lindgren keeps getting hurt,
you're gonna want somebody.
He'd get plenty of time.
And my number one person I would want to get would be Yanni Gourde. If I could bring Yanni Gourde in from Seattle, and he's available. So if you could bring in if the Rangers can somehow finagle a Yanni Gourde, Frank Vetrano, Jeremy Lauzon trade deadline, we're winning the cup 1,000%.
Actually, the Bruins are playing right now. The game puck drop just happened in Seattle, and they were saying how this is a huge game for Seattle. Like, if they lose tonight, it's like they're selling.
All right, well, beat them, please. The OHL, the Brantford Bulldogs scored 3 shorthanded goals on 1 major penalty kill. The Bulldogs were up 5-1 late in the second when the PK started, notched all 3 shorties before the period ended. The game took place versus the Peterborough Petes, and the final score was 11-1. The Bulldogs had 42 shots on goal through 2 periods.
Yeah, it was just a weird story, like 3 shorthanded goals. If you're a coach of another team, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know.
Chicago retired Chris Chelios' number in a ceremony ahead of their recent game versus Detroit. Chicago lost in overtime. Chelios played parts of 23 seasons in the NHL, putting a stat line of 185 goals, 763 assists for 948 points in 1,651 games played, and had an additional 2,891 penalty minutes for Montreal, Chicago, Detroit, and Atlanta. I wish he didn't go to Atlanta. That sucks.
Only it was like less than 10 games, I think.
Yeah, it looks messy. Chelios is a 3-time Norris winner, along with the Marc Messier Leadership Award, and he did win 3 cups. This was
ironically, though, not one was in Chicago,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
but don't worry, because Patrick Kane did win in Chicago, and this was his first time back in Chicago as a Detroit player. He received over a 3-minute ovation before fucking scoring the GWG in overtime and going, "It's showtime, baby." That was so fucking cool. And Chris Chelios, during his announcement, or during his thing, was like, he like took time to mention that Patrick Kane's going to go down as the best American hockey player to ever play the game,
because he
which was
considered.
sick.
Yeah.
So cool.
A couple of things I want to mention. So apparently Chelios made all his, not just the superstars, he had all the pluggers, all the plumbers back, wanted all his guys there.
Yeah.
So shout out to Chelios for that kind of thing. I heard a story that Wayne Gretzky said that I think it was during the ceremony, that whenever Chelios was behind him going into the wall, he would be like, Wayne, I'm right here. Like, let him know, like, out of respect. Everyone knows the story about him at the Winter Classic drinking beers, like, fuck you, I'm not going in. And then there was some cool things with Kane. Bedard laid a pretty good hit on Kane. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Yeah, he laid a pretty good hit on Kane, and Kane doesn't get hit that much, and Bedard doesn't really throw hits, so it was like a weird thing. And in the locker room afterwards, they asked him, and Kane had that little, like, he's got that like grin out the side of his mouth, and he's like, I was gonna jump him, but he had the bubble on, so I left him alone, stuff like that. Then they asked him about possibly coming back to Chicago. And he was like, well, I really don't want to talk about, blah, blah, blah. He pushed it off, but there's ways that it could work. Can you imagine if he went back and played with Bedard and they somehow get this kid Calabrini too?
Yeah.
All of a sudden Chicago's back.
Patrick Kane's back. And for the Rangers fans who didn't want him, don't you feel fucking stupid? He's a point per game player.
20, no, more than. He's got like 28 and 27 or something.
And the Red Wings are fun to watch. Like when he scored, seeing Sider jump on the pile, like it was so cool. Yeah. The one player I don't like on their team is this Jake Wallman guy. He became the first player in Wings history to score a penalty shot in overtime and fourth defenseman all time. Caberlet, January 13, 2006. Andy Green, January 11th, 2016. Ben Hutton, November 17, 2016. And Hutton again on February 10th, 2024. Jake Wallman, I'm not a fan of him, dude. And because of his little stupid fucking gritty thing. And did you see when Patrick Kane scored, like he wanted it to be his moment, and Jake Wallman like tried to like give him dabs, and Kaner's like, get the fuck out.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, fucking leave the goat alone. Speaking of goat, Gary Thorne hopped on a call between.
You jumped over all that St. Louis.
Oh yeah. We could talk about them, dude. Jordan Binnington has been fined $5,000 for his high stick on Nashville's Luke Evangelista on Saturday. No surprise it happened in the game. St. Louis lost 5-2. And also in the game versus Islanders, the Blues set a new franchise record with 3 goals in just 32 seconds. Brandon Saad had a goal and Pavel Buchnevich had 2 to beat the previous record of 36 seconds set in 1993. Stick taps for New York Islanders head coach Patrick Waugh for pulling his goalie with over 11 minutes to play in regulation. The fucking absolute clown show for the junior varsity New York team.
I will say, I like when Waugh does that. Because it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's going to work, dude. It hasn't worked the last 100 times. You're due. It'll work.
It's due, right. All right, now you go to Gary,
Yeah, so Gary Thorne, he hopped on a call between Canterbury and Kent, which is like prep school in Connecticut. His grandson, Giovanni DeGlugian, played for Kent. Not only did Thorne call all the action, he got to call his grandson notching his 20th goal of the year, which is the second of the game and turned out to be the game winner. So fucking cool, dude. If I played high school hockey and Gary Thorne announced one of my games, I'd shit my pants.
It was pretty cool listening to him. Yeah.
So cool. And he still has it. Like he still has it.
Of course.
Alex Pietrangelo played in his 1,000th game last week. 6 taps. Has a stat line of 142 goals, 154 assists, 596 points in 1,001 games played, along with 335 penalty minutes. He's played 14 seasons with the St. Louis and Vegas, and you could argue is the prototype for the modern NHL defenseman. He's got 2 cups.
2 cups. I forgot to mention that. I apologize.
Hall of Famer, yeah.
I would say so, and I will. I mean, you can make that argument. I mean, the amount of surface that he covers, right? I mean, like you talk about Vegas, I prefer Shea Theodore's game. But that's just what I like, right? To watch is an offensive guy. But Pietrangelo is a fucking beast. And what's he play? Like 27 minutes a game every night?
Yeah, and he loves a good slash. Like he'll two-hand the fuck out of you. Ask Leon Draisaitl. University of New Brunswick, the Reds go 30-0, the first perfect season in Canadian university hockey history. So get on them.
Yeah.
Feel-good story of the week. After playing 328 games with Vancouver, Buffalo, and Nashville, Cody Hodgson was forced to retire from hockey after being diagnosed with malignant hyperthermia. Is that like what is that? Do we know what that is?
Well, I don't want to guess, but it's got it. Malignant's bad.
Malignant sounds like cancer.
Yeah, it might be some form of cancer.
But I
can
thought
look it up.
hyperthermia is like when you're really cold.
No, that's a different type. I can look it up for you.
Hypothermia. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. Okay. Hodgson is now healthy and scored his first pro goal in 8 years with the Milwaukee Admirals. In 4 games played with the Admirals, a Toronto native has 2 goals and 2 penalty minutes. So good on you, Cody Hodgson. Nice to see you.
Malignant hyperthermia is a type of severe reaction that occurs in response to some different medications and during general anesthesia. Symptoms include muscle rigidity, fever, and a fast heart rate. It can also include muscle breakdown and high blood potassium. Yeah, so I guess it can. Yeah, so it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Glad that he's healthy and playing again.
Yeah, for sure.
The Sid story of the week. As a teenager, Crosby had immediate success in the NHL. 18 years old, he had 102 points. 10 years old, is that correct?
No, I think that's 19.
19 years old, 120 points and an MVP. The youngest player to ever hit 100 and 200 career points. First and only teenager to win any scoring title in any of the 4 major sports. He's one of the best that's ever played,
for sure,
hands down. And if you don't think that, you are go watch something else. Best way to put Patrick Mahomes in perspective: match him up with Wayne Gretzky. At age 28, Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and 2 NFL MVPs. At the same age, Gretzky has 4 cups, 2 Conn Smites, and 9 Hart trophies. So
that's something, right? Because you're like, oh my God, Patrick Mahomes could be the best ever. Well, still wasn't as good as Gretzky.
No, he's not. All right, let's hit our dump and change music.
So some of these are a little bit old because we haven't recorded, but R.I.P. to Paul D'Amato, the actor most notably known for playing Tim Dr. Hook McCracken in Slapshot. He passed away after a battle with brain cancer at the age of 76. He's local from Worcester, Mass. He grew up in Spencer, had parts in a number of movies and TV shows, including the Oscar film Deer Hunter, and used what he called his small bit of fame to raise as much charitable money as possible. So good on him.
Good on you, bud.
Dave Grohl, the Foo Fighters, spent 24 hours smoking and barbecuing pork butts on Super Bowl Sunday for the homeless in Woodland Hills, California. He also took a few days off on his recent tour in Australia to do the same for homeless in Melbourne, Australia. I guess he is really into barbecue and will go out when they have like a break in their tour and go buy all the stuff and set up smokers. That's what he likes to do.
Good on you.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy. This kid, Jordan Faison, was recruited to Notre Dame for lacrosse, but instead walked onto the football team as a wide receiver and was the Sun Bowl MVP a few months ago. He's back with the Lax team and notched a hat trick in his first collegiate game. Think he does all right with the lady?
Yeah, some people, yeah.
MMA fighter Eduardo Riego took on 3 smaller opponents in the Dogfight Wild tournament and submitted all 3. I watched this whole fight. He survived the first round. They were rocking him with some punches and was able to submit one opponent in the second and then the other 2 in a third. Once one went, the other 2 were like, oh no. Because he had like on these guys. The Rock is officially back and he's gone heel. After slapping Cody Rhodes in the face at the WrestleMania press release so The Rock could fight Roman Reigns at the pay-per-view, Rhodes would not step aside and disparage The Rock and Reigns' family tree, leading The Rock to join the Bloodline.
Yup.
At a recent event in Salt Lake City where The Rock insulted the entire stadium numerous times and was booed and cheered throughout. So The Rock is, I got to be honest with you, The Rock as a heel was awesome.
He's great. Yeah.
So this is just more evidence that I'll be getting WrestleMania. So some Super Bowl cleanup. So the Chiefs won the Super Bowl over the 49ers, becoming the first team since the Patriots in 04-05 to win 2 in a row. That Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Affleck and Damon and Brady, it spiked the highest one-day purchase of Dunkin' Donuts in company history, and the tracksuits worn in the commercial sold out within minutes.
It was funny. It was a great commercial.
I wouldn't buy one of those tracksuits, but I feel like $60 is low for that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. The Super Bowl streaker, the guy who jumped on, was a Las Vegas local who placed a $50,000 prop bet that there would be a streaker, and he won $374,000.
That's unbelievable.
Great on him.
Yeah, like how has nobody ever thought of that before?
Well, I'm sure they'll change. They'll make the fines huge now. I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll do something like that. Kylie Kelsey, the wife of Jason, wouldn't wear Kansas City gear to the big game and instead wore Cincinnati Bearcats. Philly girl all the way. Got to respect that.
I respect that.
In the aftermath of the shooting that happened at the parade, I don't know if you saw that there was a shooting at the parade. One person passed away, unfortunately. Yeah. Taylor Swift donated $100,000 to the GoFundMe of the family of the victim. So good on her.
Good on her.
And then during the shooting, head coach Andy Reid and offensive lineman Trey Smith grabbed kids and sheltered with them, keeping them safe. Smith was reported to have put the kids behind him to protect them while they hid.
Good on you.
Yeah, exactly. And this one, every December 25th, Christmas Day, a town in Peru celebrates Takanakawe, where men, women, and children settle grudges from the previous year by calling each other out in the town square and having a fist fight. Then, after they're done fighting, everyone goes drinking to numb the pain and move on to a new year.
I love that.
And the clip I saw, there was two 60-year-old women throwing hands.
Fucking love that. Dude.
It was unbelievable. This is what TikTok has turned me into. This is the kind of shit that I see.
I love it. Rangers talk. They went on quite a heater. But I think they tied their franchise record for most wins consecutively. They called up this big fucker Matt Rempe, and they called up another big fucker Edstrom. And these guys have been just banging bodies. Rempe fought Matt Martin, killed Nathan Bastian, fought Nick Delorier, and then he kind of got pumped last night against the Blue Jackets. That Olivier kid can throw hammers. But he is electric to watch. He's brought in like a new, younger kind of thing. Igor Shesterkin said, yeah, if anything ever happens, we just send Rempe in to kill him.
Did you say that?
Yeah, dude. Just like casually, which I thought was awesome.
Igor's Russian, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Drago. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like the boys definitely seem to love him. I think there's a little bit more of a jump. Mika Zibanejad still only has 1 5-on-5 goal since December, so that guy sucks. But I mean, we are buzzing. If we can add a couple more pieces coming into the deadline, I mean, dude, we almost just broke the franchise record for most wins in a row. So, but this team is really like they're either it or they're not it, and there's really not ever any meeting in the middle. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Just got to keep it hot. We got the deadline coming up, and hopefully Rempe just keeps fucking killing dudes. We got the Leafs on Saturday, so see what happens.
More penalty minutes than time on ice.
That's how I like my players. Dude, he throws too. There ain't no defense with him.
So this is my question. If he's that big, and clearly has fought before he got to the NHL level.
Oh, he fought everybody in the AHL. If you look up his hockey fights, he has I don't know how many fights he has.
I have never seen someone that big eat that many shots.
Oh yeah, he just takes it. He doesn't care.
Who was the guy he fought from Columbus?
Olivier, who can fucking throw, dude.
Holy shit. Do you think what's his name? Rempe, do you think he was like that wasn't in the fucking game notes, bud?
No, I don't think so at all. And I think that fight put that Olivier kid on the map. That was impressive because
he was giving up 8 inches.
Yeah, and Rempe fought fucking Matt Martin, who's a hell of a fighter. He won that fight. He fought Nicolas Delorier, who I think that might have went 50-50. I mean, Delorier's face was pretty fucked up, but Delorier to me, you could argue he has the belt right now. Like that guy will fight fucking anybody. He's a savage.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting.
Or maybe Wi-Fi. I don't know that guy Wi-Fi.
I think if we play the Canadians,
when's that coming?
Yeah, right. It's dude, it's fun because we haven't had a play like we had Reeves, but Reeves fought like twice.
So let me ask you this: with them playing Toronto Saturday, listen, if you don't like fighting in hockey, fuck off. Because
don't watch it.
I would never pay attention to a Rangers Maple Leafs game on a Saturday night. But I'm gonna be at the Huskies game because it's the playoffs. But I'm gonna record that game just to see this kid fight Revo. My question for you is this: there's no upside for Revo.
The upside for Revo is if you don't do it, you look like a giant.
That's what I'm saying. There's no upside. If he doesn't fight him, he looks like he's ducking him.
Well, the upside is if he beats it up, Revo still got the title.
But Revo always had that title. He was always Godzilla.
I don't know if Revo has that title, dude. When he was on the Rangers, he lost to McDermott. Like handedly lost to McDermott. When he was on the Rangers, there's only like I think one fight I can remember that Reeves beat the fuck out of somebody. All the other ones were like 50-50 or he got beat up.
Well, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that Rempe is going to cave Frederick's head in, and I hope Frederick doesn't mess with him.
I don't. You think Freddie will?
No, I don't think he will because he's not an
Freddie's
Indian.
not in that weight class. I don't think.
Right.
He's a good fighter, but he's like a Barkley Gaudreau kind of guy.
Yeah,
Like he's not a heavyweight.
Oh, didn't no, it was Blake Coleman just had a huge fight that I was like, what? What is going on?
Blake Coleman's a tough motherfucker, dude.
I know.
He's wiry, yeah.
I know, but he just had one. And it was like that was a great fight too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, dude, that Rempe Delorier fight was one of the best fights I've seen in years. They were both just hauling back and hitting each other.
Yeah,
like
until
it was.
He fought Olivier. What's the kid's name from Columbus?
Yeah, Olivier. Yeah,
Olivier.
Yeah.
I thought that was better.
I mean, yeah, I didn't because our guy got beat, but yeah.
But just
he got pumped. He got fucking pumped, dude. Like
his legs went wobbly on that.
He got he got hit a little hard, but just keep putting him out there. I mean, they interviewed him. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm 21 years old. I'm out there throwing bombs with the boys. Like he just seems like he's just pumped to be there, which is sick.
That's great.
And the guys love him. And he scores a goal. He goes to the net. Like I want to see him play
ass or something off his leg.
I want to see him play more minutes where I can be like, okay, he can still play hockey because like
can he? I have no idea.
These fights. So he looks like he can skate fairly well, and he takes the body every chance he gets. So
the only time I saw him skate was the rookie lap. Everything else has been fights.
There's been a couple times where he got the puck in deep, and the thing that what I like about him is if he chips that puck in and he's going after the puck, there ain't no letting up. He's gonna put you into the fucking first or the fourth row seats.
Fucking run, McAvoy.
And now the other dude on the team, Edstrom, he's also 6'7", 6'8". I don't think he has as much meanness to his game, but he's still super physical as well. And then you have Barkley in the middle.
Is that that's what Gaudreau's in the middle? So VC's sitting for this?
No, VC's up on the first line right now is Zibanejad and Kreider. Second line is still the Lafreniere, Panarin, and Trocheck. And then our third line's Johnny Brodzinski, Capo Caco, and Will Cooley.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I wanted to bring up. So I liked the Stadium Series jersey so much I wanted to get one. So I went on the site and saw that they were $200 something. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. So I went on Twitter and I was like, guys, what's that one website everybody buys jerseys on? They're like $30. So it's called DHgate. I got a Stadium Series jersey, a Will Cooley Stadium Series jersey for like $36. So I'll let you know. People sent me pictures of their jerseys. They said the only difference is like when you have it on, you can tell, but if you're just looking at it, it looks exactly like the other jerseys. So
just don't watch it.
We'll see. Yeah, seriously. But they're cool, and I had to get a Will Cooley jersey, my boy. So
you and Will Cooley's family got jerseys.
Pretty much.
All right, so Bruins.
And shout out to Thorpe and everybody who went to the watch party, and shout out to Thorpe also because I think that he also went on DHgate and ordered a Matt Rempe home jersey, which is kind of sick.
It's not been great for the Bruins as of late. Let's start with the criminal case. Luchik's the case got dropped as the 911 call from his wife is being deemed inadmissible because she refuses to testify. So yeah, listen. It's not great. I hope that she is okay. I hope for the sake of their kids, they figure it out. But I don't need you on my fucking hockey team. So the Bruins got lit up on their last homestand. They had a 7-game homestand, and out of it, they only beat Vancouver and Dallas, which are the top teams in the West. I get it, but still did not look great. And then they went out on the road. We're going to turn this around with the West Coast trip, and they got pumped by Calgary. They lost in overtime to Vancouver, and then they beat Edmonton in overtime. And they're playing at Seattle tonight. They got Vegas coming up. I think they come home for, I forget who they're playing. They got to go to Toronto. So, yeah, they're up against it, boy. They're up against it. Yeah. And I read an article today from a friend of the podcast, Jimmy Murphy, who was saying that in terms of playoff rental players, is Jake DeBrusk going to be that playoff rental player for Edmonton, Calgary, or the Bruins? Because it doesn't sound like Jake's getting re-signed.
All right, fair enough.
So we'll see what happens. Although, of course, when his dad's watching him, kid goes out there and skates hard and scores a goal.
Yeah.
Maybe have Louis call games for the Bruins, and the kid will be a 30-goal scorer again. But
Better than Jack Edwards. So yeah.
oh no. Jack's the best still. And then as the official podcast of Northeastern women's hockey, we got to catch up here. So remember Skylar Fontaine from a few years ago? Her little brother Gunnar Wolf Fontaine scores the overtime game-winning goal for the Northeastern men's hockey team to give both programs the title in back-to-back years for the Beanpot tournament. Gotta love that. And both the teams took the trophies to the top of the Hancock building, took some pictures. It was nice. And he did the same celly as Irving. They actually had them side by side on a video. Pretty sick.
Can you imagine, like, you're a kindergarten teacher and you're taking attendance and you look down and you go, Gunnar Wolf Fontaine? This kid's nails.
He was probably like, what's up?
Yeah, dude.
Gwyneth Phillips. In her 91, this the Great Wall of Gwyneth, in her 91 career games played, she has only let in 83 goals.
That's pretty good.
That's fewer than 7 out of 10 Hockey East schools have allowed this year. So UConn and the Northeastern Huskies have allowed less than that. Providence College has allowed 83 goals in this year. It's crazy when you look at it that way. She's also the active D1 leader in save percentage, goals against, and was named Hockey East Goaltender of the Week last week. And friend of the podcast, also, Megan Carter was named Hockey East Defender of the Week.
Yeah, dude, the fucking biceps on that girl, dude. Holy shit.
So the Huskies dropped the last 2 games of the regular season to UVM, which ultimately doesn't mean anything, right? They await the second lowest seed. There's playing games on Wednesday night. They are waiting to see. UConn will get the lowest seed. The Huskies will get the second lowest. The quarterfinal game is Saturday night at Matthews. But I will say this about the UVM games, because I was in the building for Saturday night. These refs were fucking horrible. They were horrible. It's the worst. I have never seen officiating that bad. It got so bad. Like after the game, some of the I don't want to. How do I say this? Some Northeastern officials were given like a sarcastic thumbs up to the. I was in the press box. I know you're not supposed to do this, but they awarded a power play on such a bad call to UVM, and they tied it up after Carter scored, and the ref was skating right by us, and I was like, apple to stripes. I mean, it was horrible. Yeah. And Meg Carter was all of us. At one point, the linesman needed the puck, and she tossed it to him. She put it like 15 feet over the guy's head. Like, oh, sorry.
Whoops. Now go pick it up.
And the premier power forward in women's hockey today, our friend Katie Knoll, during warmups, you were there. She likes to be one of the last players off. Well, there's this really good player for Vermont. I forget her last name, a Czech girl. And Katie fired the puck right into her skates as they were like the last 2 or 3 players on the ice. I was like, set the tone. Gotta
love that, dude. Love
and that game, that Saturday night game, went to 9 rounds of the shootout.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
I'm not worried. We'll be fine.
No, they'll be fine. Like I said, I was talking to some of the players after the game that in the long stretch, that game didn't mean anything. And listen, if you want to look at what the issue was, the nail gun line was not complete for those 2 games. They each one night they sat one night they sat the other. You need that. You need the nail gun line together.
All right.
A tripod needs all 3 legs.
I like that.
So there you go. That's it for the Northeastern.
Do you have anything for beer league?
Doctor's appointment the other day.
Yep.
Full tilt, all gas, no brakes.
Awesome, man. That's
no restrictions.
That's good stuff. We like to hear that.
So I will see you Sunday or whenever we play next, boys.
Hell yeah, dude.
28 back in the lineup.
Back in the lineup, dude. Good, you're going. We got last one, Heroes and Zeros.
Dude, we thought this was going to be unbelievably long. We're just about an hour.
Yeah, I'm buzzing, dude. I'm making things happen, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Heroes and Zeros. You can go. You go first.
I don't have a zero. I'm positive vibes only. I'm trying to. It's all good karma for the Huskies. We're going into the playoffs.
I like that.
But my hero, Philadelphia Eagles safety Anthony Harris, He surprised 11-year-old fan Audrey Soap, I hope, by taking her to the daddy-daughter dance. Audrey lost her father and grandfather this past year, and her mom reached out to Harris. So, again, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And is there a team, like a football team especially, that is more like connected to their community, it seems, than the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, it'd be hard to find one. I'm sure that there are that maybe we don't hear about it, but I hear more about the Eagles than.
Yeah. I mean, Kelsey and all the stuff he does.
Yeah.
And by the way, did you see him with that luchador mask on at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Turns out that was some little kids that gave it to him, and he like glommed it for the night. But they found the kid and reached out, and he gave him all kinds of stuff. He also ran a 5K.
No.
He ran a 5K for charity. Listen, he's not a runner's build by any means.
He doesn't have that frame.
No, but he did it for charity, so good on him. Yeah, the Eagles seem like a pretty fun team.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
My hero would probably just be Kings, and like the watch party was fucking awesome. Yeah. And everybody at Northeastern. Like I've had a pretty good couple weeks of hockey and having a couple cocktails. So it's been good. Things are fun. Things are where they need to be. If you guys have never listened to the podcast before, I hope you guys are enjoying it. That's kind of where
we're not doing 3 stars because we didn't come up with a topic, and we thought this was going to be a very long podcast.
But it wasn't.
What are your top 3 flavors of Key sparkling water?
All of them, because there's 3: the key lime, the blood orange cherry, and the pineapple passion fruit. Again, head over to keysparklingwater.com. Use promo code TMS24 to save 20% off on your first order. That's keysparklingwater.com. Brownie, do you have anything else for the people at home?
No, as always, be nice to one another. Let's support the Huskies in their quest to get back to the Frozen Four, which is local, so it'd be sick if they could get there. Let's be nice to our neighbors, and let's all take a moment and wish Jerome McGinley a blessed day wherever that big, beautiful bastard is at this moment.
Shout out to you, Jerome McGinley. Shout out to you, Brownie, and shout out to Key Sparkling Water and anybody listening to this podcast. We will talk to you soon. We will talk to you next week. I hope you guys have the best week ever.
Jagr salute.
Jagr salute. That's a good one, dude. All right, see you guys.